Welcome everybody to TYT Sports. Jason Rubin here, joined by once again Jock Slade. Jock, thank you so much for coming back on. How have you been?
I've been good. I'm excited about what we got to talk about.
We got some great topics of discussion for you guys today, but we're going to start off with the classic MJ, LeBron. Insert the equation any which way you want. But let's go to Reddit, because Reddit is a fantastic source that we love to use across the entire TYT network, just not on sports, where we can get some of our discussion and talking points from. We have a graphic here to show you, at least we can read off where we got the inspiration from. I think I'm one of the few people that wants to see LeBron succeed. I was not alive for the MJ era, so I never had the privilege of watching him play. Poor guy. Well, I think that argument of play style benefiting LeBron is used too much. I think that is minimized when you take into account the athleticism of players today. So I asked the question, what does LeBron have to do to be the best player of all time?
I'm going to start this off with the bomb. The bomb, let's drop it. Let's clear this all now. Michael Jordan is the Babe Ruth of basketball. So I think people want people to be better than Babe Ruth. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, baseball, I would say baseball's a little different. It's like they kind of hero their players.
The one difference I make between, and we'll get out of baseball quickly because I know how much our audience loves our baseball. But the one difference I can say, unlike any other sport, is you can compare 2015 baseball players to 1934 baseball players.
Right.
Where it's a lot more difficult in the NBA to compare anybody now to anybody pre-1979, and I make that the angle when Magic came into the league.
Right, and a lot of that has to do, I think, with as much as stats are a big thing of the world today. Where even when Jordan was playing, we weren't like going, of the last five games, the plus minus, like none of that was happening. And part of Michael Jordan's mystique of him being such a great player is he was in the league at a time when the league was reaching that global scale. So he kind of, as amazing as a player he was, the NBA was also growing.
So that's a very interesting point that you make, because like this person who posted this question on Reddit that never watched Michael play, a lot of people in the next generation, even younger than I am, are going to look at it and go, oh, Jordan was a player, not just a brand?
Right.
Because they're Air Jordan, like the marketing that exploded because of it. I mean, Michael Jordan was a catalyst in making the NBA one of the biggest sports in the world.
Right.
And of course, in terms of his game, defensively, offensively, his clutch factor, his will to win, everything that cannot be quantified, in my opinion, is why I will always say Jordan is the GOAT. But let's take a look at some stat comparisons. We got to be fair. And these aren't, we're going to stray away from the points per game, the assists per game. We're going to take a look at the honors and awards because, it's not that far off when you look at it this way. Season MVPs, LeBron's got 4, Jordan had 5. Voter fatigue rid both of these men.
I would agree
of getting more.
I would agree.
I thought LeBron was the MVP this year. I know Steph Curry was worthy of it, and Karl Malone, come the fuck on. That was Jordan's year.
Yes.
Finals MVPs, 6-2. Now, can't discredit LeBron on one thing. He is trying to go to his 6th straight NBA Finals, I believe. And of course, there was a Dirk Nowitzki in the way.
Yes.
2011.
Yes.
And the Spurs on one of the most lopsided NBA Finals we've ever seen in 2014. But let's I just want to keep going through that graphic just real quick, because when it gets to the second half of it, we see the all-defensive first-team comparisons, where, again, both these guys, I mean, I would say, and I'm not sure if you agree with this, LeBron can guard anybody 1 through 5 in the league. Yeah. I feel like Jordan, if he wanted to, could have done it too. Steals leaders, I was pretty surprised that LeBron's never led the league in steals. Jordan did it multiple times. Wow. I like the Rookie of the Year one, They can only have one.
Right.
And of course the scoring championships. But LeBron doesn't play the same points per game that Jordan did, scoring wise.
Interesting thing of looking at that chart is a lot of those awards are focused on defense.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people appreciate Jordan for the defensive end of his game. They see the 6 championships, they see the MVPs, they see the All-Star MVPs and those sort of things, the dunks and all that. But they don't see the blocks or the steals or the shutting down defensive team or shutting down those amazing players from that era.
Right.
So just that alone kind of pushes me to say, like, LeBron would have to, first he would have to win 6 championships.
He has to,
like,
of course.
In the world of basketball, any barber shop or living room you go to, unless LeBron has 6 championships, he's never going to be better than no one's going to admit that.
That's the one go-to. It has to be the go-to.
It has to be. But then
what reigns king?
Duncan.
Yeah.
Duncan could have 6. If he stays in the league next year.
Duncan, and again, I'm a big fan of Bill Simmons in the Book of Basketball. I think it's a fantastic encyclopedia of knowledge on basketball.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan's a top 10 greatest player of all time.
All time.
And there's almost nothing anybody can do to argue that.
Can't deny it.
Does he sit with Jordan at 1 or 2 in the... No, but he ain't far off.
Right, not at all.
He's going to make that case for number 5, which is an insane honor to have and a great honor for the big fundamental.
No doubt.
But so it's interesting you point out the defensive element of the game because being able to contain the best players in the NBA is so underappreciated.
Yes.
Being able to lock, and that's why I've always loved players like, or I shouldn't say always loved, but in the last 18 months, Kawhi Leonard's.
Yeah.
Danny Green's transition defense, Iman Shumpert wing defense. It goes such a long way, and Jordan was a terrifying, trash-talking, psychological breakdown defender. And LeBron, it's not that he can't do it, but we do know LeBron is ever so slightly softer than Michael is.
I wouldn't say softer, right? Because I'd say his approach isn't the same to the game.
Nicer.
Nicer.
He's a nicer
He's a
human being.
nicer guy.
Right.
He's a nicer guy.
He's not cold cocking J.R. Smith in practice.
Jordan, yes. Jordan has that it thing where it's like, I'm going to win at all costs. And I think a lot of people don't see that in LeBron, where it was immediately evident when you saw Michael Jordan that he was going to win at all costs and do whatever he needed. If he needed to take all the shots, if he needed to play defense, and he needed to make the steal, if he needed to pop out on the wing, or if he needed to help on Patrick Ewing, he was going to be the guy to do it.
He was everywhere. He also played, and that's one of the things that I like to compare to. These men are both going to go down. LeBron especially, minutes played. They will play. They were healthy.
Yeah.
They didn't get injured. There's, of course, the 2 other things that LeBron would have to do besides winning 6 championships. Got to beat the Monstars. With a not so athletic Bugs Bunny on your team.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
The Space Jam reference will always be used in an MJ clip, I promise you. And if we talk about MJ later, there's going to be another Space Jam reference.
Be a Space Jam.
Also, LeBron would have to go play baseball in the minors and hit better than 227.
Or football.
Or
just another sport.
He'd have to,
Just another
I guess
sport.
he'd have to score 3 touchdowns.
Right. I would take that. I would take that. LeBron
could be a
go to the
great-
NFL, play for Dallas.
Be a great. Why the Cowboys?
That's his favorite team.
But I hate the Cowboys.
I mean, everybody hates the Cowboys except for the people that love the Cowboys. It's either a love-hate thing with the Cowboys,
Right.
And that's LeBron's favorite team. You see him on the field. He wears their hats. They even have shoes that are the colors of the Dallas Cowboy for LeBron, which I mean.
I will
You like
love
it, I love it.
LeBron. I will always love and respect you until you step into the owner's box with Jerry Jones, and then it's done. Our relationship is over. We've been building a relationship for now 10 years because he's been playing the league for more than that, 11 years. There's one more stat graphic I want to throw up there because I wanted to see what the comparisons were. This is the simple NBA championship seasons, playoffs played in All-Star games. That's where the similarities really come across. Of course, the 6-2 in the championships. Who knows? Maybe 6-3 after this season. Yeah. Maybe 6-4 after next. We don't know. God, I love the playoffs. But NBA seasons and playoffs played, LeBron's going to surpass Jordan that way. But that's obviously not the. If you're going to do by playoffs played, Robert Horry is the greatest to ever pick up basketball.
Followed by Derek Fisher, I believe. I think it's
Love Fish. Love Fish. My Knicks coach. But it's always interesting. The All-Star games, come on, that's not a real metric there. Yeah. But there you have it. We're curious what you guys think in terms of what LeBron would have to do. That's the discussion we're trying to have in the comments down below. What does LeBron James have to do to be considered better than Michael Jordan? And is there anything he has to do? Is there anything he can do to make that happen? Jacques, again, as always, thanks for joining us. Where can we find you on YouTube? You have a fantastic YouTube channel.
YouTube.com/Cousteau. It's all about sneakers and sports.
It's awesome. Take a look. Some great content. A lot of fun to watch, especially the sneakerheads out there. He's got everything for you. You can also follow him on Twitter @Cousteau, @TYT Sports, @JasonRubin91. We'll see you next time.